I talk to them about a simple will, which is what most people are familiar with, and also a testamentary trust style will. So a simple will just gives things to beneficiaries outright in their own name. It doesn't take into consideration anything else. It doesn't take into consideration that their inheritance might need to be protected from waste for some reason. It doesn't protect any of the beneficiaries from things like bankruptcy. It doesn't protect them from future relationships. It doesn't have any income tax benefits either. It is a simple will for a reason. Ben and Jane, for the moment, have decided on a testamentary trust style will. They want to have a combination of, they want to be able to give everything to each other in the first instance, which is fine. But when they've both passed away, they want to make sure that there's a trust set up for the children. So we are doing testamentary trust style wills for them, but there will be a first option for them to actually take everything outright themselves as a beneficiary.
So if you happen to have a child that you wanted to leave stuff to, but you're a bit concerned they might be erratic spenders or maybe buy a supercar or, something like that, go to the casino, put it all in red, instead of spending it sensibly or investing it, is this a way that you can kind of ensure that that worst case scenario doesn't happen? Or, if you've got someone that actually doesn't have the capacity to manage their own finances, does it kind of work like that as well?
So a testamentary trust style will, because a beneficiary doesn't receive the inheritance outright, it actually goes into a trust structure. So the beneficiary is just someone who can be considered to receive a benefit from this trust structure. So it can protect inheritance from waste. It can also protect inheritance from bankruptcy. So if a beneficiary was in financial difficulty and Ben and Jane have passed away, it would not matter that that beneficiary is staring down the barrel of bankruptcy. The trustee in bankruptcy can't get their hands on the inheritance if it's going in a discretionary testamentary trust. It just goes in there. So that's a great advantage to testamentary trust style wills. It also can provide protection from future relationships as well. If the children were a little bit older, for example, and one of them was going through a relationship breakdown, and Ben and Jane wanted to make sure that that child was protected and that their inheritance was not going to form part of a family law dispute, we can structure this particular trust and the control mechanisms in this trust to protect that child from their inheritance being part of a family law dispute. It also has some great income tax benefits. So where somebody has minor children, at the moment they can have about $22,000 per year per minor child to spend on that child tax-free. So it means that inheritance lasts longer, and that's every year for every minor child. And it's not just Ben and Jane's children. Down the track, if those children have children, then any of those minors can also have that same benefit. It's designed to essentially look after the family bloodline.